Hello, everybody, and welcome. And thank you so much for joining me on this inaugural teleseries called Untapped. And why Untapped? Because we are walking through the world in a smorgasbord, literally a smorgasbord, and doing it as though we have to eat off of a cocktail napkin. And I look at it and think it's pretty amazing what we have going on and what is available to us. And yet we don't even know that we have so much choice available. And choice is like the biggest thing of it. So there's a lot of things that keep us distracted from having everything and that we want, having everything that we could have on our plate. And you might go, oh, well, I have way too much on my plate right now. I can't add another thing. But what if that's not true? What if now you could look at the idea, like, where on earth do you spend your time? Where is it that you use your time to your disadvantage? Where is it that you're finding that there's no time for you? So when we think about the smorgasbord of life, just look at, just for 1 minute, what did you do today? And what did you do today that if you didn't have it in your world, that you weren't entertaining it, spending time in it, that would give you a lot of time for you to do stuff that you could tap into the things that you really love? I'll give you an example. So a lot of people are doing scrolling, right? The scrolling thing. Everyone does scrolling. Here, let me just go check my email. Let me go check my social media accounts. And then they spend an inordinate amount of time actually on their phones, on their computer, checking everything else that's going on. And if you were to recapture that time, if you were to recapture the time that you spend doing things that really, on balance, don't really contribute to your life and your time, what would you do with it? I mean, sometimes I think that, or I really get that people use that, use things like social media and scrolling and those kinds of things as a way of filling in the time that they don't know quite what to do with. The time that they, if they had to all of a sudden start looking at, all of us are guilty of this, looking at the things that are important, that are fun, that they would otherwise do. But as long as they are busy enough doing scrolling, they don't even have to look at any aspect of their lives. And so the concept that we can have more fun time and more entertainment time and more of what we're looking for in life as a way of a starting point, like just a starting point to get to where we could actually be happy and be enjoying life and actually have it to be more fulfilling. And I know it's a conversation. I do a lot of research and I have lots of conversations with people about quality of life and about flourishing. And, I don't mean like a flower, I mean like flourishing. And their time that's available and their focus for most people actually really doesn't even include them. I mean, if you were to look at today and like, so now another check-in, if you got past the place of where you spent most of your time today, right? Like, if it was scrolling, maybe it was having conversations with people that were not necessarily useful. And if you didn't have those, if you actually took your energy and focused your energy and focused your time on the things that really worked for you, what would your life be like? Would you actually have more time to have things that really work for you, like maybe it's spending time with your kids, like really truly enjoying your kids, not just filling in time because you have to. What if it has more to do with quality of living, that this untapped aspect of living has got the qualitative aspect to it, not necessarily just the quantity. Like, how many things can I squish in a day? How many things are you trying to squish in a day? You ever thought, like, looked at that? It's like, how many things am I squishing in the day? So the adventure of living, the adventure of moving into a time where we can tap into, in a way bigger way, the things that we haven't been able to access previously, is really before us now. And it has a lot more to do with not the time wasters, the things that I just started with, but a lot to do with the things that we go, if I could have this in my life, if my life could look like this, then I would actually have a sense of fulfillment and a sense of something different. And I would invite you as a starting point to maybe, what is it? Like, what is that? And what could we as individuals start to ask for? That if we could start to even envision it, and I don't mean vision board, that's certainly not where I'm going, but envision and get a sense of where you want to go, what you want to add to your life. What would that be? What would it be if you actually included you in living? And it's part of what we're going to talk about. And part of what we're going to talk about in this series is also the things that we are not tapped into, as it relates to maybe our bodies, as it relates to our brain, as it relates to our mind, as it relates to how we can be in the world so that life is full of wonder and joy and expansion and ease, and something that's remarkable. So when you get up in the morning, you go, wow, I am so happy to be here. So thank you for joining me in this inaugural session. And I look forward to seeing you really on the beginning of this journey. See you then.